She attacks Sassy Massy.
Saturday, Tessa is the queen of deception.
I would love nothing more than to kick your ass again.
Tessa has signed a match with the Lioness. The Lion pounced! The Lioness pounced!
And the quest for the tag team championship continues.
She just pulls off the boot and throws it right at Jessie Jones.
All new WOW Women of Wrestling. Saturday, 8/7 Central on AXS TV.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? We are ready to talk about episode 8 of season 2 of WOW Women of Wrestling. Now, this is my more of a preview show, which means that there is no spoilers and so forth, just to get you hyped for the show, for the episode that's going to debut November 2nd, 8 p.m. on AXS TV. And as always, make sure you check out last week's episode, because even with containing no spoilers in this episode, the ramifications of things that happened last episode absolutely are playing dividends into episode 8. So you definitely want to check that out and stay tuned to all future episodes of WOW Women of Wrestling. So, oh my God. After episode 7, which I thought was the best episode of the season, I was just curious of how all this was going to unravel for episode 8, and man, it literally is that. And I'm very much glad about the match structure for this episode to bring a little bit more of an uppity step in and a lot of fun, which we'll talk about in a second, because of everything that happened from last week. So first off, we seen last week's episode. We seen that, well, Sofia Lopez, well, we see the effects of working with her. As Sofia Lopez, the greatest attorney who has frequently worked with Tessa Blanchard, they seem to have had a new recruit in Lana Star, who was very curious about how, you know, all her clients were getting #1 contenders match with Tessa Blanchard. And Sofia Lopez said, hey, look, if you scratch my back, I scratch your back, in other words. And we seen the Lioness, who's the mentee of Lana Star, interfere in the main event of episode 7, ultimately getting Jungle Girl disqualified, which ultimately means that now she is the rightful #1 contender with Tessa Blanchard for the WOW Women of Wrestling championship. So, well. We'll talk about it in a second, but let's get into the match.
If you ever mess with one of my matches again, I will rip your face off. And you should think twice before getting cozy with Tessa Blanchard.
First off, wow. What an opening video that was. The Beast is just no joke at all, period. It's no joke. So let's get into the matches now. So the first match you have is Khloe Hurtz, accompanied by the ring rats, her ring rats or whatever, who's obviously are not gracious enough to be in her presence, but whatever it may be, versus Sassy Massy, who's fresh off the party bus. So you do have a really interesting dynamic in this match. The crowd is firmly behind Sassy Massy, who's fresh off the party bus, always having fun, who's always ready to party, who's typically with her tag team partner here. We'll talk about in a quick second. But Khloe Hurtz coming off of a really successful tour in Indy, who's been around WoW for many years. But like I said, the party's not stopping because the next match is Chantilly Chella versus the Temptress, accompanied by the Dagger, who again you have a really interesting dynamics of characters in the match. But getting into the third match now, this is interesting because this match has a lot of implications on it right now. So this is for the WoW Tag Team Series, and the winner here is advancing to the finals. So you do have Jessie Jones and Amber O'Neil, who is, well, they're the slight handicap here, and it seems like somebody has sabotaged them, sabotaged their prep going into this match. I wonder where they find out, but they will be going against Fire and Adrenaline, who is absolutely, I mean, how can they not be your favorite tag team since they formed? And when it comes down to them, the crowd was very hot. Like, I was going to say Fire with pun intended, but like the crowd was very, very hot for them. But also too, Fire and Adrenaline, I have to say, the stuff that they've been advocating for on their social media and both their wild social medias and their other social medias, how can you not like these two? Like, they're such professional. They've been wrestling from all over the world, but not only do they kick butt within the square circle, like outside of it in society, they're breaking down barriers. They're doing tremendous things. They're just really fun to watch, and they're very easy to get behind as far as who they are in public. But last but not least, the main event.
Tonight's main event came as an upset. We all believed last week's match between Jungle Girl and The Beast would result in the winner getting their shot at the World Championship title.
Here comes the Queen of the Splash to the top rope. What is this? What's happening? The Lioness is here. We banned Tessa Blanchard thinking we'd have a clean match.
Here's your winner, Jungle Girl!
I want Tessa Blanchard!
However, it appears that Tessa Blanchard, Sofia Lopez, and Lana Star came to an agreement that Lana Star's protege, the Lioness, would compete for the World Championship tonight in our main event. And while it appears that an alliance with Lana Star allowing Tessa to wrestle the Lioness and not her #1 contender could be a tactic to retain the title, it may be that Tessa Blanchard has underestimated the Lioness.
The Lioness is aggressive. Beautiful. Lioness, wow, interesting duck there. Oh, she's getting a standing ovation here in the Velasco Theater.
The Lioness draws upon her own skills as a dancer and an athlete, the dynamics of which make her an unpredictable and surprising challenger.
And look at this. She's so agile.
Despite being only 19 years old, the Lioness's inexperience may also prove to be a wild card. Her greenness making her wrestling style almost incalculable, even by such an accomplished professional as Tessa Blanchard. And while Tessa may have agreed to wrestle the Lioness, believing that she is not a threat to her retaining the championship belt, it is unclear why Lana Star would allow her protege to go head-to-head with the champ if the Lioness doesn't have what it takes to seize the WoW Championship title for herself. As Lana Star coaxed Tessa Blanchard and Sofia Lopez into a match that will place the WoW Championship belt into the hands of the Lioness. And with that distinction comes opportunities. Tonight, we will learn if this talented young hired gun can seize the opportunity by meeting the expectations to which she was groomed. That of becoming a champion.
So the main event now, we somehow see Tessa Blanchard maneuver herself into another match where she will be facing the Lioness, who's accompanied by Lana Star. Well, it seems that Lana Star, Sofia Lopez, and Tessa Blanchard have all come to some agreement. So now that Tessa Blanchard is not facing Jungle Girl, but facing the Lioness. So yes, let's talk about this a little bit. So the Lioness, being 19 years old, I mean, she's been a groomed fighter. She's a performer. She, in theory, that builds for the ultimate wrestler, which most people would say. But will Tessa underestimate her? I mean, yeah, sure, she's new and she's and very young and just starting her career. And, you know, will she be able to escape the lion's den here? Because, like, at the same time, while she's, you know, she's going against somebody that, you know, is new to the ring, but is really well-rounded. Her skills and she can dig deep into her toolbox of arsenal, and very, very unorthodox in the sense, having so many different backgrounds, a martial arts background, dance background. I mean, she has the tools here, but at the same time, while Tessa seems to may have say like this is her way of securing her title for another week, she clearly may be overlooking her, but at the same time too, she has a bullseye on her back because an angry jungle girl is definitely looming back there. So, you know, this is a very, very solid 20-minute match here. And it's very, very impressive. I mean, the Lioness has such great ring presence, and, you know, in order for her to beat the Born Legend, she's going to have to make zero mistakes here. But overall, it makes out to be a very, very entertaining match and conclusion for episode 8. But for you all, you have to stay tuned, because November 2nd, AXS TV, 8 p.m. is when you'll have your chance to watch this episode. And as always, if you hadn't subscribe now and stay tuned, because more and more episodes are coming for you, more content and so forth. But thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you guys next week.